We're now going to move and look at the transportation sector and really look at the future for transportation here in the UAE. A gentleman who is a true expert in transportation and automobiles going to join us now, coming from a background with the Audi division of Volkswagen in the UK, moving to heading up Audi in the USA, head of Volkswagen in the USA, and also Kia Motors in America. So he knows his automobiles, he knows his transportation. So I'm going to introduce you to him now, gentlemen. Len Hunt, the automotive president of Al Futtaim Motors, the future of UAE transport. We're delighted to welcome you. Thank you, sir. And 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Hey, come on, mate. Assalamu alaikum. And ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here. I don't need to spend too much time on talking about climate change. It's a reality that the whole world has to live with today. It's interesting that the latest global warming data reveal that 10 out of the last 13 years are the warmest on record, and that September 2016 was the warmest September in 136 years. And we know the consequences of this. The concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere has risen by 33% compared to the era before the Industrial Revolution. And that has major impact on air quality, climate change, and energy supply and demand as to why we're here today. Really, Toyota has taken these issues extremely seriously and produced a Toyota Environmental Challenge for 2050. And that challenge dictates that to go beyond zero environmental impact, reducing CO2 emissions by 90% in comparison with 2010 levels. Now, in order to fulfill these challenges, Toyota adopts the concept of the right car, the right place, at the right time, in accordance with energy trends, while raising the efficiency of gasoline and diesel vehicles using biofuels and electrical power, expanding its lineup of hybrid vehicles, targeting cumulative sales of 15 million units by 2020, and promoting the development of next-generation vehicles with zero CO2 emissions. Toyota has a very strong heritage in developing sustainable cars. You may view hybrid as a new technology, but it really isn't. In the region, we began the development of technology in 1965. As you can see here, some interesting lines on here, including the development of the Tesla vehicle. But really, we see ourselves with Prius, along with other hybrid models from Toyota and Lexus, reducing 67 million fewer tons of CO2 and saved approximately 25 million kilolitres of gasoline. That's really the equivalent to 10,000 Olympic swimming pools. Here is a reference to Toyota's mobility roadmap, and I like this chart because it really describes the unique approach to sustainable mobility. As I've just said, one single technology does not fit all needs. Electrical vehicles will be used for short-distance travel. Hybrid, plug-in hybrids are to replace most of today's vehicles. And zero-emission fuel cell vehicles will cover middle to long distances in the years to come. So what is the scene in the UAE? What does it mean to us? Where is the relevance? Well, the UAE is viewed as a visionary in the Arab world. It's launched multiple initiatives, as we've heard, to help achieve a more sustainable tomorrow. The UAE has set up the 2021 vision, which focuses, among other priorities, on improving air quality, preserving water resources, increasing the contribution of clean energy, and implementing green growth plans. We are all aware of Masdar City unique offering and great initiatives such as the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, which we're honoured to be part of today. Al Futtaim's perspective, we pride ourselves in being a part of the nation for more than 60 years and the sole representative of the world's largest innovator of green vehicles. More than 5 years ago, we started the alternative mobility revolution in the UAE by bringing hybrid solutions to these shores through Lexus hybrid electric cars. From Toyota's perspective, we were the first automotive distributor to pioneer an environmental transportation solution for taxi operators through the Camry Hybrid. Our partners' research has shown that the use of the Camry Hybrid returns a substantial 33% reduction in fuel and CO2 savings per car, a significant benefit to the environment. Last year, we launched the Toyota Prius, the world's most popular hybrid car. And like our other hybrid vehicles, Prius requires no external charging, no additional infrastructure, and no behavioral change from the driver. It drives like a conventional car, except that it runs more with much less fuel. In fact, each new Prius saves more than 1 ton of CO2 every year. But that's not enough. This is the present. So far, we've discussed what is readily available. But what about the future? What about smart city targets that we've heard and the aspirational environmental goals set by government? How can the motor industry and we as Al-Futtaim Motors actively help and achieve the targets set by the leaders? The UAE is an extremely exemplary country to pioneer more advanced technology. Let's explore quickly what the next zero-emission solution is. Let's have a look at fuel cell technology. Toyota's been developing core technologies of fuel cell vehicles completely in-house since 1992. Throughout the years, great progress has been made in performance improvement and cost reductions aimed at mainstream use. It took over just 2 decades to perfect it all and launch it officially in a car I'm driving this summit, the Toyota Mirai, which means future in Japanese. It was launched first in Japan, then rolled out to other advanced countries across the world, such as the United States, Germany, Finland, Denmark, and the United Kingdom, all of which have adopted making zero-emission mobility as a reality. But what is it? What is fuel technology? How does it work? And why is it considered a zero-emission technology? Let's just watch this video.
Introducing Toyota's revolutionary new fuel cell system for the FCV. The FCV's fuel cell generates power which is created from hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen, an alternative fuel for gasoline, is a plentiful, environmentally friendly energy element that is created from a wide range of sources. Hydrogen and oxygen create electricity, which powers the motor without burning hydrogen. The only emission while driving is water, and no carbon dioxide is emitted. The motor provides exceptionally smooth acceleration, making the FCV fun to drive. This is how the electricity is generated. The car takes in oxygen from the air, which meets hydrogen from the high-pressure hydrogen tank in the fuel cell. Many fuel cells combine to form the fuel cell stack. Hydrogen is supplied to the negative anode and activates, releasing the electron. Then the electron flows to the positive cathode to generate the electricity. After releasing the electron, the hydrogen becomes a hydrogen ion, moving to the positive cathode and bonding with the oxygen in the air, forming water. Hydrogen and oxygen come together in the fuel cell stack to supply the electricity to the electric motor via the power control unit.
The fuel cell unit in the FCV generates over 100 kilowatts of its own electricity, operating at 3.1 kilowatts per liter of output power density.
The high-pressure hydrogen tank contains 5.7 watts per cent, which is a world-class feature. Leveraging Toyota's hybrid vehicle technology, the power control unit manages the fuel cell output power and battery power with detailed precision. This innovative FC unit and HV technology combination makes the Toyota fuel cell system. It takes approximately 3 minutes to refuel the hydrogen, just like fueling a gasoline car, and much faster than an EV car. FCV controls the electricity created by the fuel cell using technology developed from the hybrid vehicle. The motor works as a generator, gathering energy when the car speed is low. This accumulated energy is stored in the battery to support the fuel cell when accelerating. The Toyota FCV's driving distance capability exceeds that of the electric vehicle on the same charge. The FCV has the ability to start in extreme cold and can perform in almost any condition. FCV. The future of driving has arrived.
In simple words, really, FCV runs on electricity. It's an electric vehicle, or known as EV. It's just that we produce the electricity with no combustion. Notice in the video it said without burning hydrogen. Hydrogen is produced from a chemical reaction through the combination of hydrogen and oxygen. The only byproduct is water. What is so special about hydrogen? Well, it can be produced from almost anything. Hydrogen can be produced from a wide range of primary energy sources and will never deplete like fossil fuels. In fact, it can be produced from today's fossil fuel energy resources such as oil and natural gas. It can be produced as a byproduct from chemical plants. And other sources of hydrogen include low-quality ignite coal and sewage sludge. Most importantly, hydrogen can be produced through electrolysis of water using electricity generated from solar power. How is this relevant to the UAE? Well, the UAE enjoys a strong visionary leadership that has set clear green targets, but it also enjoys sunshine all year round. If we store the electricity generated through solar power in batteries, there is significant loss. It's an important advancement, but we still see loss. What is ideal is to produce electricity in those plants and store it in the form of hydrogen and export it to hydrogen fueling stations, just like we export fossil fuels. We believe that the UAE presents a great platform to pilot such pioneering technologies. The UAE is comparable to the most forward-thinking countries around the world, be it Japan, the USA, Germany, or Denmark, all of which have chosen to adopt fuel cell technology. Late last year, we announced our partnership with Air Liquide, one of the most established suppliers of hydrogen in the world, to support a pilot program we've just launched aiming at testing the fuel cell technology here in the UAE and in the local weather conditions. In order to enable the program, we brought 3 Toyota Mirai cars to the country, established a temporary hydrogen station, and we're soon running some test vehicles on the cars under the supervision of our engineers. Yesterday, at the Global Action Day, the Toyota Motor Corporation's chairman announced our new collaboration with Mazda and ADNOC under the supervision of His Excellency Sultan Al Jaber in a joint research program to explore the potential of hydrogen energy used in the UAE for the establishment of a sustainable low-carbon society. As part of the program, we will begin testing, driving and refueling Mirai vehicles on the UAE roads. And I also have to announce to you there have been further agreements going on over the water in Davos today from our friends in BMW, Mercedes, where everybody's coming together now to try and sign agreements to the exploratory use of hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. While we believe that fuel cell technology works, well, beside the reasons I've just mentioned about the production of water, fuel cell vehicles provide total peace of mind and require no changes to the driver's behavior. They run just like a regular petrol engine car, delivering excellent driving range up to 500 kilometers and 0 CO2 emissions. Most importantly, they require only 3 to 5 minutes in fueling time. We strongly believe that with the help creating a hydrogen-based society will contribute to achieving the UAE vision of 2021. As I said earlier, there are different green technologies available for different uses and needs. For short distances, battery-powered cars. For general practical use, hybrids and plug-in hybrids. For long-range, zero emissions, hydrogen-powered electrical vehicles, or what we call fuel cell vehicles. We all need to embrace all forms of technology which reduce CO2 emissions from combustion of fossil fuels, either in internal combustion engines or external combustion engines such as power stations at every stage of the energy supply chain. Hydrogen can make the UAE the new capital of a clean energy world. Thank you very much.